Hello everyone, Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from in front of my Christmas tree at the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. I hope you had a lovely holiday, and we have New Year's coming up, New Year's Eve, so be safe, guys. Excuse me. So I have done a number of readings, some card readings and some astrological Kabbalistic stuff. If you want to check those out for 2020, the numerology and Kabbalah of 2020. I did a card reading on this latest lunation cycle that began on the 26th with the new moon, or 25th, depending on where you are on the planet. Oh, that is so good. Gypsy cold care tea. I ran out of throat coat, so I gotta get some more today. Nice hot cup of tea with some local honey. Fab. Feeling much better. Thank you for your suggestions and all your healing energy. It really works because I feel really good. Of course, it also does help to have a healer in the house. My husband is quite the accomplished energy healer and massage therapist, although he doesn't do that much anymore. And a phenomenal cook, and he made me the most delicious fish stew last night. In the old days, before I got married, and before anyone cooked for me, if I got sick, I would go out to a Chinese restaurant and get hot and sour soup, because it always sort of cleared out my sinuses, made me feel better. And so he did his own version, put some sriracha in there, he put some ginger, garlic. It's just like a bowl full of yum and a bowl full of healthy stuff. Lots of broth. I like my soup brothy. So he's a great guy. Really helps. Okay, guys. So I thought I would do a reading on Donald Trump's this lunation cycle, which of course goes into January. So this is, for all intents and purposes, a reading for January for Trump, but starting on Christmas Eve, because that's when we had the eclipse. Now, as far as the eclipse, the new moon eclipse, doing anything to his chart, I believe it is opposite his Mercury. I also think at this point that the nodes of the moon, the north node of the moon, is actually conjunct his Mercury, or close enough. So Mercury is what you say, right? It's the information, it's the facts, as it were. And so kind of being held accountable in that respect. And then we have, halfway through the lunation cycle, we have the full moon. And that full moon is going to be in Cancer, the sun in Capricorn, of course, as it always is in January. And we're at 20 degrees. And that is actually in an opposition. Well, no, the moon is actually conjunct his Saturn, Venus conjunction in Cancer, and the sun will be opposite that part. And then, of course, the Pluto-Saturn conjunction that occurs the next day. And then Mercury makes a conjunction to the sun and to Pluto, I think, to Saturn. There's all kinds of conjunctions happening around that time. And then I believe Uranus is going direct right around that time. It's just going to be crazy. And it's all opposite his Venus and his Saturn. So it would be hard for any human to really withstand that kind of pressure for too long. But sometimes I often question his humanity, but maybe he's an evil overlord from another planet. That's kind of a joke. Anyway, So let's see what Trump's January is going to look like. I'm just about finished shuffling. It almost feels right, but I can't stop until it feels right. I go by feeling mostly my whole life, and it's taken me to this age. How old am I? 58? 58. To even know what I'm feeling most of the time. It's been a real journey, let me tell you, folks. And if anybody's out there who's got a lot of water in their chart, um, full of feelings, you can appreciate that. You feel it, but you don't always know what it is. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, so we start this reading with the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is about loss. It's about being at the very bottom, the nadir, as they say. There is a sense of bankruptcy here. Now, of course, he is the king of bankruptcy, and bankruptcy has worked for him up to this point. But this does not bode well. He is not in a good place. And I don't think he's in a good place financially either, for whatever reason. Let's see what's crossing that. Yikes. So if I were to say what are the two most difficult cards in the deck, in the minor arcana, I would probably say the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. And so it's challenging him. The end of a cycle is challenging him. Let's see what's at the root. The end is near, the end is near. Okay, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so that's such an interesting card to be at the bottom of this reading. I want to say at the root of this is his immature attitude towards money. He's often seen by other readers and by me sometimes as well as the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, all of that. But at the root, he's really not all that savvy when it comes to money. He's really good at getting people to do stuff for him and then not pay them. So there is this sort of childish or thinking they know better. But when it comes to handling money, he's not that good. What was it? His father gave him about half a billion, was it? 400 million, and he lost billions over his lifetime. And he lost it in things that, you usually don't lose it in, like gambling and stuff. But anyway, I mean, not him gambling, other people gambling. But at the root of it is his childish relationship to money. It's interesting because in this deck, this little child, you can't tell if it's a girl or a boy. The pages are considered in some decks the daughters, so it is a feminine, sort of more feminine energy. In that, it sort of symbolizes the earthly realm, right? And earth is feminine element. But she seems enamored. Oops, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing here. She seems very enamored by the gold. Let's see what's in the past. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. So that is what I feel like this is him in the past, but it has more to do with who he thought he was. Like, this is who he thought he was, and this is who he actually was. Kind of that energy. Let's look in the sky. And we have more pentacles. Boy, he's surrounded by these. So what's in the sky? Um, the Eight of Pentacles is this energy of doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so this is somebody who's going to create money in the same way that he's always created money. Smoke and mirrors, and he's going to steal it, right? So that whole energy is not changing. He's surrounded, and he's not changing his ways here. Okay, let's see the immediate future. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. So this is at a stalemate in action. So sort of being stuck. This could very well be when he has his impeachment trial, if and when that happens. There's not going to be any movement, right, on the there isn't going to be any movement on the Republicans, breaking, so to speak. Or this could be delays around that. Pelosi's holding on to those articles of impeachment, and nothing can really happen yet, right? Okay. How this is seen from the outside, we get the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is an energy of psychic ability, and there's this sense of people probably seeing it get to this. Like there's this sense of, well, it's pretty obvious that this is where it was going to go because of who he was, because of his past, because of the way he operates. I mean, you cannot keep doing this. I mean, it's worked for him so far, but he's the president of the United States now, so you're put on the world stage and the world is going to push back, right? Okay, let's see. Domestic situation. We have the world. So the world is about endings and new beginnings. So this indicates to me that he is perhaps looking on to the next thing. Uh, or he could feel like he's king of the world. I'm king of the world, that kind of thing. All right. It's worked for him so far. Hopes and fears. The Six of Pentacles, making America great again. That is not going to be enough, right? Is that going to be enough? And the outcome. And here we have the Sword of Justice. So justice will be served. My cat is running around my house right now, chasing after, I don't know, nothing. I think we have a ghost kitty. And I think he hangs out in the hallway because that's where the cat always loses marbles. And I know we have ghost kitties in this house because we've had plenty of kitties come through this place. All right, so the Ace of Swords. So a decision is going to be made. Something is going to change. All right, let's see if we can get more information on that. We get the Six of Wands, which is victory. And the Lover's card. And let's see what's underneath the Tower. Okay, so this is what it looks like to me. If we have the trial, I get there's this sense of justice is going to be served and there's a victory. And with the Lover's card, it's about making agreements or coming to an agreement, agreeing on something. And then underneath it all is the Tower. So there's a part of me that sees that victory card perhaps as Trump's victory. However, with the Tower underneath it all, it's more than likely a victory for those who want to see Trump out. Now, that being said, that is the Democrats for sure, but there are Republicans, and things are starting to bubble up within the Republican Party with these the Lincoln Group or whatever they're called, um, the um, the Evangelical magazine saying something. He's in big trouble, and of course, the first card to come up was the Five of Pentacles, so he is at the lowest low, and he's facing the end. He is, I feel like he wants to, from these cards anyway, where if he does have to leave the presidency, he wants to go back and do his thing. Whether or not he's going to be able to do that or not is another question. I think the Two of Swords here in the immediate future is him not being able to take an action. He's used to taking an action. He's used to doing something. So these cards look very much like he's at the bottom. It's all due to his relationship to resources and how he's always done things around resources and money. His greed is avarice, his insecurity around money. Saturn conjunct Venus in Cancer is insecurity around money. Cancers are very security conscious, they're very money conscious because they feel like if they don't have it, they can't take care of the people that they love. And, he does on some level love his family, but like most narcissists, I feel like that love is because his family reflects on him. So it's really all about him. Um, so it almost looks like they're going to come to some sort of agreement. I keep seeing this. Every time I do cards on this, I see the Republicans coming around or something happening where there's a shift, and that shift happens because Republicans um, make some sort of deal, or there's something going on. There's something underneath it all. In fact, I think what I might do is I might do a reading on just the Republicans to see where they're at, and the Democrats to see where they're at. But as far as where Trump is at, it looks like his January is his tower moment. And we've had so many times in his presidency where in another situation the tower would have fallen. But I think with him, this is a lesson for all of us. It has to be, I think it has to get to the point where it's going to make the most impact. And perhaps this is where it makes the most impact. This is the time. So things don't look good for him. It does look like justice is coming down upon him. And he's run out of legal tricks to keep things at bay, because that's really what he's done since the Democrats got in 2018, is he's just been holding back things while dealing, of course, and can't be held back any longer. All right, guys, that's what I see. I don't know. I hope so. I try when I read these. I try to be as detached as I can be, but it's really hard. It's hard to watch so many people suffer, and even the people who are following him on some level are suffering and getting caught in a trap that they're not going to be the better for. Or maybe they will. I mean, who am I to say? All right, guys, like and subscribe. See you again soon. Bye.